All right, so we got camera number 2, which is going to be landscape. It'll be rotated, or not rotated, mirrored, right? So I'll look backwards at what I actually am. All right, the Steeler logo is correct on one camera. Now we got, I think that one's only shooting 1080p, where the other one's 4K 60 FPS. So we'll make some YouTube shorts out of the portrait one, you know, because it's that helps get the watch hours up. Not that many people watch the channel, but we're getting there, slowly but surely. All right, so we will plan on using our bench sling or slingshot, Mark Bell. Now, as I say in all my videos, folks, get the one that's going to work for your actual strength. This one is, you know, where I was at one day, not where I am now. I have 4 other cheap ones. Unfortunately, I'd rather use that one, so we're going with it. And you know, as somebody has commented, when you have a little too much assist or whatever, a little too much tension in that thing can get away from you. Hence raising the spotter bars. The only thing probably going to happen to me is it's going to land on the spotter bars right above my neck and head. Plus we got the padding on there, so I should be fine. All right, we'll do a few warm-ups without any assistance. There's a point where I start to, you know, feel it in my shoulder. They really haven't told me exactly what's wrong with this thing yet, but hopefully we'll figure that out soon. We have, you know, I like to talk about the gear. We'll put a weight belt on. Not sure which brand that is, but we also have these Athletic Works gloves we'll put on. Oh, not that I really need them now, but these have built-in wrist support, which is good. I expect that we'll be well into the 300s, closing in on 400 pounds in this video. All right. So I'll probably try and change up the camera angle so you guys aren't looking right up my crotch, right? And as we get heavier, I'll probably arch a little bit more. You know, the more you arch, the more this becomes like the decline. And I'm going to do one more, or not one more with that weight, but we're just going to slowly get into this. Sometimes you'll see me wear a compression shirt. I don't think I've washed it recently, so it is not available. It's available if I wanted to wear a smelly shirt, right? So we're going to warm up this way. Now the only other thing I might add, if I can find it, is a elbow sleeve. These are not the kind that really will help you increase your bench press. Like, there's a video of Larry Wheels putting sleeves on and or elbow wraps. I think it was actually elbow wraps. And so he was able to do, I think, 3 to 5% more. Instead of just benching 500, he was able to do, you know, 520 for reps. This is after his major steroid days. So, and as I've seen from using elbow wraps on military press, it will increase the amount of reps I do by a couple. 1 or 2, I should say. So, problem is trying to put those on and the sling. It's kind of difficult, so doing them together is a problem. Now, if I could get a bigger slingshot, which I probably could, where I could use those two together, you might see us do even better. Let's do one up here. Now, as you'll see, if you're familiar with the slingshot, I will get plenty of assist off my chest with it, but we're not going to get a lot of assist when it comes to locking out. And the faster you can get that off your chest, the more momentum you have going into lockout, the better you're going to do. Which, from what I've seen, the lighter weight, that you don't have the problem with locking out, crank out a lot more reps. I honestly feel like my max without the slingshot is actually pretty close to what it is with the slingshot, just because I can't lock it out with my triceps. I need to get to the point where I go back and do close grip. You know, back in the day, I think I would do like 295 close grip for 8 to 10. I don't think I ever got up to 315 close grip, but and that was like ridiculously close grip, to the point where I jack up my wrists. So from what you read these days, you know, coming in about shoulder width is pretty much considered close grip. So we could do something like that, and we could let me see if I can move this back further. So trying to get centered up on this other camera is difficult for portrait. First, we can move the bench back. I do have a 55-inch TV on the wall that I'll tell you, it would be awesome to freaking use that as my monitor. Highly tempting. Okay, so we want to make sure everybody can see the weights. We'd like to be centered up. We don't necessarily want the good old crotch shot either, but it's kind of hard to do this without. Yeah, it's not working that way. Oops. Rotate wrong way. Let's see. Nope. I am not making any progress here. I just keep fucking this up. All right, well, it is what it is. So we're starting to get kind of warmed up. We've got, of course, obstacles in the way. No matter what you do, folks, there's obstacles in the way. Yeah, that rug on the wall is kind of not such a great thing, right? But at least we're getting the shot in. All right, so a little bit more weight. I will start to arch a little bit more now. so that the bar is actually below my chest, just so you guys know. And the pad obviously is going to stop me from hitting my chest, but we're still within an inch of my chest. Time for a 45-pound plate. So I'm at a Planet Fitness the other day. I think it was in Winchester, Virginia. One of the managers there, a real nice guy. Probably talked to him for about 20-30 minutes about these Mark Bell Slingshots. And I had to say, he's a big guy, but I really felt like I was way bigger than this guy. And so, talking about the Slingshot, I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to get back to 400 with this thing. Back to the old days, right? That's the one thing that thing does for somebody beat up like myself. Thinking that I'll get there, and realistically, we've been coming up short. Triceps are failing me. I have a problem with the elbow, problem with the shoulder, where, previously, when I first started using this, I was way stronger. So that's another story, but he, of course, has to show me a video of him doing 405. It looked, like it was relatively easy for him. Probably could have got a little bit more weight. But I was just like, man, there's something wrong with this body that I can't, the body weight I am, that I can't get 405 with this device. Just amazes me. But if we can stay healthy, we'll get there, hopefully. So of course the guy said, "Oh, I did that, last year." And I guess he was stronger. I couldn't tell from the video that he looked much bigger. Obviously, if you're able to do 405 without the Slingshot, most people look pretty big. They can do that. There's obviously some people in there that just, whatever reason, can lift that weight and don't look that strong. Sometimes I've seen people, I'm like, God, that guy don't even look like he can bench 300 and he's doing 405. So, okay. Continuing to warm up, folks. All right, time to take the hoodie off. So I kind of almost said the pump cover, right? But that's something the youngins say these days. And I'm probably not looking that pumped up yet. Okay. So, in case my dad watches this, another Steelers shirt for you, Daddy. He's actually a Browns fan. I was born in, well, we won't say where we're born exactly, but let's just say I was born in Ohio. I won't tell you the town. That's not really important. But my parents are up there, and I think back to when I was younger. Terry Bradshaw was still playing, even though he didn't play this day. Probably 1981-ish, his last season. he had a thumb injury, missed the game, or didn't play in the game. But I went to see them, Cleveland Stadium, Cleveland, Ohio. And I, in that section, was the only Steelers fan. And my poor parents, or actually my poor dad, uncles, trying to think of who else was there. They were so kind of ticked off and embarrassed that they brought this. I probably was somewhere under 10, we'll say, at that point. They had to keep explaining, you know, why is your son a Steelers fan? And you guys are all Browns fans. But yeah, that is a day I will never forget. I think the Steelers won, if I remember correctly. I should look that up. So normally I don't do this without the Slingshot. And we're going to just go ahead and try it today. Shoulder feels okay. Could feel better. Probably, you know, since I'm supporting one elbow, I should support the other. But we're not going to do that. In this video, we're not going to put the other one on. Now, one thing I do want to buy, folks, is some really good sleeves. You know, probably some people say that's cheating, but if it continues to prolong my workout career, then we're all for it. Probably, you know, if the right elbow needs support, the left at some point will. I'm right-handed. This video, you can tell. That video, probably can't tell. But, you know, obviously the right arm sees a lot more abuse from throwing football, throwing baseball, throwing softball. Just eating in general, everything you do where the left doesn't get used as much. I think over time, at least in my case, that has added up. But the thing about this elbow, though, is trying to figure out exactly where things went wrong. Was it the fall I had down a somewhat of a cliff, or was it hammer curls, doing too much weight, and then having it pop back too fast and hyper extending it or whatever? Who knows? All right, let's go ahead and put our weight belt on. This is the point, I think, where I usually put it on. And this will get her back off the bench a little bit more. If I don't have to put as much effort into arching. Okay, so let's try and do a few. Make sure the body's warmed up for the weight. Then we're going to go 315 with the Slingshot. So that's the first time I've done that much weight without a Slingshot in who knows how long. It would be awesome if the shoulder was healed. I don't think it is, though. And whatever's wrong with it is still unknown. I remember, you know, for those of you that have watched the channels, I was in Africa, and I would do shrugs before I would do bench press. Somewhere in there, I jacked something up. All right, so we'll put VTX 45 on here. This will be 315. Actually, we might put, if I get back here, we might put a little bit more weight on there. So on the decline, I get, I think, 11 or 12 of these. With 315. 325, I think I can get 8. But over here, folks, this is way different. As far as how many reps I can do, so we're gonna try 320. Slingshot. Hopefully, I think I'm pretty warmed up now because we did the extra sets. Chest is starting to feel pumped up. One of these days, if I get the wife's permission, we'll have to do a pose down here without the shirt. Sort of kidding about that, I think, but if we could do it cutting the abs off, you know, I'd be all for it. Okay, so this thing does irritate after a while, so I usually drop that down. Whew. Blood is pumping now, folks. Breathing's a little heavy. So I felt pretty damn good on that last set. I think with the sling, this should, as long as we get at least 7, I'll be pretty happy with it. We've gotten 315 for 8 with the slingshot. Back in the day, before injuries and everything else, and when I was younger, this, 315 on here was nothing. But now it feels like a freaking ton of weight. So I think today, might have been last week, so probably not a good idea to max out again, but we barely got 375 up, and that was surprising how heavy it felt. I keep saying in these videos, I feel like I have 400 something in me, yet we're still down at 375. We'll see how the warm-ups go. I'm going to go from here, 335, 355, then maybe 377 just to try it. Hope to God we get it up and we don't have to weasel our way out of there. This, will help distribute the load on my chest, though it's going to be sitting on the bar, so it's kind of, when it comes down and hits my chest, that keeps it off the bar, really, but we'll have to roll it either down over my belly or roll it towards my head and neck, which are lower than the bar. So the only question I wonder is, I said this in the last video, will I choke myself out with the padding, right? That would suck really badly. All right, enough talking. You see how long these videos are. I think if anybody watches them, they probably fast forward to the actual heavy weights. So if the triceps are warmed up, folks, and not worn out, we should do pretty good on this. Now, side. One day I'm going to write on this, up, down. So I don't think my arms are as pumped as they normally are when I put this on, because that went on pretty easy. So that tells me that we're not as warmed up as good. All right, here we go, folks. 6 to 8, hopefully. I should have got the other camera going, but maybe on the next set. Got all our support elements. Not sure how many that was. I felt like I 3/4 rep some of them, but it is what it is. I know that was at least 6. Actually, maybe we'll go. We're gonna do, from here on out, we'll do a pound, additional pound on each side. So this will be my be like a PR for over 50. Not this one, but when we get to the heavier weight. And hell, that last one, depending on how many reps we did, if we did more than, if we did 7 or more, that may be a PR for the Slingshot over 50. Now, as I said before, back in the day, I could do more than that. And so, not necessarily as impressive. Breathing heavy, huh, folks? So I wish the lighting was better over here. We have this bright light over here, and it kind of bleeds out any kind of muscularity yours truly has. All right, let's see if we can get this thing in place. And looks like we can. Okay. So we'll have three camera thing going. Next set will be 337. I would expect 5 to 6 reps. And when I can get to the 355 for 6 reps, then we know, folks, that we're ready. We're going to start blasting through some barriers. But right now, we're slowly getting stronger each week, which is amazing. Now, you know, muscle memory. If one didn't get older and testosterone and other things, injuries did not occur, you would expect that I would get beyond where I was using this Slingshot, right? So we should be doing well into the 400s, 430 to 450. Reality is, though, we're not anywhere near that. And I don't know why that is, except for my age, injuries. But I feel just as strong as I ever have. Might not look as good as I did when I was stronger. You know, 10 pounds of muscle, but maybe the same amount of body fat, would make me look a lot better. And that's where I was at 280 pounds one day, or in the past, right? Same belly, but arms, shoulders, chest, bigger, stronger. So decline, let's just compare. Decline 345-ish. I of course don't have an exact weight on all this stuff, but we'll say that was 340 to 345. No collars. 6 reps, 6 easy reps, I felt like. With a spotter, I might have got 7. Now over here, we're at 337, which is lighter, and hoping for 6 reps. And if we get that, then that kind of gives you an idea of the difference between decline and flat for this. Same amount of reps, 6 pound difference, right? But the reality is I don't think we're going to get that many reps because there's a bigger difference between this and decline. Now decline, I also don't have a spotter. Sometimes I do have a spotter, but I don't have a spotter, so I have to stop before I really think I'm done, right? So there's a lot of sets where you can say, well, I probably would have got one more rep. So just a little bit. All right. Drag that out long enough. Now it isn't uncommon for my bench days to take over an hour. Just this part. If I was at a real gym, we'd also do some cardio. Maybe we'd warm up on the elliptical. So you're talking a 2 hours at the gym. No collars on there. Potentially collars would be a good thing. We have the spotter bars. I'm not expecting a total failure, but the weights will slide a little bit, and so that's not a great thing. Especially when you're kind of with that pad, we can get away with a bit of a bounce, I guess. Or I might bring down more control if I didn't have that on there. Okay, 6 or more, folks. And we had a hell of a set. All right. Going slightly wider. Maybe with a spotter and a little help, we might have gotten a 7th rep. I do believe that was 6. Whew. That felt way heavier than the previous weight. So if I can somehow manage 3, 4, maybe we go up and try 377 today. Now, at my age, we should be doing all this ego lifting. But I realize, not only for me is this a little more exciting, but you, the viewer, watching this old guy. I'm over 50, so I think we can say I'm old. The reality is, I've used up over half my life already, so whew, most likely. There's one guy, what is he, 60? Using a Slingshot, lifting ridiculously heavy weights, like way more than I am, probably double this. And that's just ridiculous. But the fact that dude's still 60 pumping and that strong, you would think, hey, nobody's probably messing with that guy. That's the nice thing about, if you're older and you're stronger, hopefully nobody's gonna mess with you, right? So we're gonna keep pumping weights just so nobody does mess with us. All right, so keep my heart rate back down a little. That felt like a good set. I mean, I think it was 6. I don't really know that I could have eked out a 7th with a spotter. It'd have been nice to have a spotter, because I would like to know how much weight can I actually do for exactly 8 reps. And somewhere between where I just did, between 320 and 337. There's a weight in there. Maybe it's 322. I'm amazed, watching, I don't know if it's C-Bum. Some of those people, say, oh, you can train chest twice a week. I mean, I'd say that I don't kind of do it because I do back-to-back days, but, that push-pull thing. But I kind of feel like having all those days to recover is really a good thing. So after I do kind of chest 2 days in a row, then we've got 4 or 5 days for it to get better. The shoulders probably only get three straight days of rest, because they're obviously using shoulders here. We do incline, there'll be some shoulders in there. We'll do the shoulder press, lat raises, shrugs, shoulders, right? So they're not getting the rest that they probably need. And it's the same thing with the triceps. Triceps are getting hit 3 straight days. And then they get 3 or 4 days off. And they're the one thing that really needs more rest right now. So we could do incline dumbbells after this instead of decline, but what did I do the other day? I think I did 95s incline for, I want to say at least 8. So does that mean I should buy bigger dumbbells here for the house? Probably not. I bought, you guys see the dumbbell rack in some of the other videos. I need a second rack now, but I bought 80s and I finally got a second 60, so we could have a good incline bench day with dumbbells. We could have a good day for military press with dumbbells. Incline, I just have to do more reps. Now, as a real gym, not Planet Fitness only goes 75. We'd, work up 85, 90, 95, maybe 100, and be happy with that. But you know, once we get our if we can get our strength back, maybe we can go 120s incline again. It's kind of funny how much I could lift incline dumbbells versus barbell. Where now, if you watch the videos on a Smith machine, Planet Fitness, or at a gym that has the hammer strength one, I'll put what's equivalent to 300 plus pounds, and that's after subtracting the counter pulley weight, right? The Matrix Smith, I did, what did I do? 315 for 4, and that's after taking the counter pulley off. There's only 20 pounds. So the bar there weighs 25, the hammer strength weighs 20. Of course, the bench wasn't as inclined as some people like probably, but I was still like, damn, to me, that's impressive. I've never lifted that much on incline that I can remember. You know, here we attempted to do 305 for 1 rep a couple months ago, and I had the spotter bars had to rescue me. So that was a massive failure. Needless to say, huge difference between Smith and free weight. And a lot of that's due to the stabilization muscles. If not everything, but you know, the fact that hammer strength one is at a slight angle, the counter pulley, probably some additional momentum, it seems, and it's going in a straight line. And there's some friction involved and all that good stuff, but it definitely seems like there's a huge difference. I think I can do 275 maybe for 4 reps, or maybe it's 265 for 4 reps. So you're talking a 30-40 pound difference. Okay, so if we can get at least 3, we'll probably do 377. If we can only do 2 reps, I might not try it. Here we go. And this would be a place to have a spot, just so, you know, you have to lock this out basically, which is already kind of taken away from what you would get. Okay. A spotter and a lift, folks, we would have got 4. And I hopefully didn't just pull something. That would suck. Okay, well. I see a 10 in here. Okay, so we'll drag this out. The real question will be when I go to do decline, what weight are we going to put on there? I might just do some lighter weight rep outs. We'll start with 225, 275, 295. So I forgot the guy's name at the Planet Fitness, but I should have asked him how many reps he would do with 315 with the bench, with the slingshot. Maybe next time I'm in the area, I'll stop in there for a workout and see what he could do, because I'm assuming after what you guys just saw, I'd have to do probably about 12 reps of I don't know, 320, and that would probably get me to 400. Maybe I have to do more. Like this weight here, we are 23 pounds away. I'd have to do probably three reps of this, and we know that's not going to happen. So I can't wait to count back what I did for 320 though, because let's say we did 9 or 10, which we probably didn't. It's probably 7 or 8, but if we did 9 or 10, that's pretty darn close to what we're doing on decline, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, even with that pad on there, our range of motion is a little less with the pad on. And maybe, I didn't lock every rep out. But I did have to lift the weight off. And the heavier it gets, the more taxing that is. Just like, oh wow, I've already got this ridiculously heavy weight that I'm trying to get off, and you definitely burn some energy. What do we at video wise? I can't even tell. 47 minutes. Yeah, we're going to be over an hour today, folks. So I feel like I might have pulled something here. Not so great. As if we don't have enough injuries. Well, I'm going to go for it anyways. Might have been on the second or third rep. And, if it feels too heavy after we take it off the rack, assuming I can't put it back on the rack, I can always just, hopefully bring it down slow and get out of there. Having too much weight on there would cause us to crash, bring that stuff down way too hard, which is more likely to injure a muscle. All right, 377. 377. Yeah, I got, what do I have, 5 45-pound plates. I'd rather just hit 405 than have, 95, a 5, and a 2.5 on there to get to 400. So when the day comes, maybe we'll just skip 400. We'll shoot for 405. And by chance we get 400, I'll be happy. So I'm a long way off from it, but what is it, the master's class of powerlifting? I have thought I want to kind of get into that, but we're a long ways from what we're benching right now. We don't have a bench shirt either. That's the other thing. It would be I would do the equipped class, and I would have to get a bench shirt. I'd probably have to try, obviously start 1 ply, maybe get 2 ply. Probably never see 3 ply. Anybody out there know if the Mad Dog is more equivalent to a 2 or a 3? it's still, you know, my age coming out, and if I had a bench shirt on and I pulled this kind of weight, that would still be a pretty good feeling. Of course, we get injured doing it. Not such a great thing. And that may be the real issue with doing this kind of shit. Who needs to get injured more? Okay. So I think we're good to go. Triceps feel kind of loose. Put our sleeve on. Kind of not sure whether I want to go wider, closer. This is where you don't want to have any decision. Have a plan, stick with it. Okay, so spotter bars in place, so we have those as our safeties. This isn't a PR, but an over 50 PR with this, right? So we've lifted a lot more when we were younger without any kind of equipment, except for these kind of gloves and a weight belt. All right, so if we can just get one rep. If we get two, which I don't think we'll try, but if we were to get two, I mean, we'd have to try more weight. That was definitely easier than last week's 375. I'm feeling pretty good, folks. At 380 would have went up no problem. Wow, but I feel a little more pain in here. So we are not going heavy anymore. That was good. That was a good set, or good flat workout. Good flat workout, and a little bit of ego lifting as usual. Now you know, two things that I wonder. What if we did 380 and we went a little wider? Would we have got it? There's no doubt for reps, me going wider, I'll get more reps at a lighter weight. But so we're not actually going to do 225 on this side. We're just going to sit down for a second. We're going to switch to decline now. Kind of would actually like to rep out on this and go, okay. With the sling, record on decline is 30. What is it over here? If we do this set, we'll be totally wiped out. And really, after doing 1 rep max, we should just call it a day, right? Go ice stuff down. I feel like I got more in me though. Man, that was a good rep. I think if if we were to analyze that video, brought it down, there wasn't the hesitation that there was in the 375. Like, trying to do this so multiple cameras. So last time we did 375, we brought it down, brought it up. We're right here, and I'm like, oh shit. And, you know, just locked it out. Today, 377, you know, so it was huge difference. Last week was pretty much, hey, this is as close as you're gonna get to finding the perfect weight, I guess you could say. Like, you could wonder, hey, can I do, or last week when we did this, you could wonder, could we do more? Could I have done, you know, 380 last week? I think the answer is no, because that was last week the perfect weight. This week, you know, 380 would have possibly gone up easy. All right. Maybe that's not a good angle. Okay, that's good. So we're switching over to decline. And I'm using my monitor to hopefully get things squared away. Hard to tell from this angle though that I've got if it's what the weight is. So I might need to change ever so slightly. Okay. There we go. Now we've got backlighting. We'll probably just wreck the other side. I feel like I get a good pump, at least in camera number 2. Whew. So we'll do 225, 275, then 295. Now I'll probably have this on 2 different channels. There'll be one raw workout on each one, and additional footage. The lower shots from underneath will be on the Weight Slayer channel. All right, so I don't think we need the weight belt for this first set, so we'll go without it. Yeah. I don't want to wear myself out on this, but I think we'll just make sure everything's ready to go. And we won't use collars because of the fact we don't have a spotter over here. And this is the one exercise, maybe, you know, flat, squats, whatever, that could kill you. Assuming, you know, the other aspect would be using a machine and so it fails. Like if you had like 2,000 pounds on the leg press, and you went to lock it and then it just came back and turned you into a accordion or whatever. So even though that was pretty easy, we are definitely worn out. And I definitely felt that pain in my side. Wow, so the weights did slide quite a bit. Against my better judgment, I could put collars on there. So we did do, I think, 3 within the last few months. We did do 385 on the decline. So 8 pounds off from, maybe it was 381. It went up so much easier than the flat. I did have a spotter that day. I think they helped me get the weight off the rack. And so that made a bit of a difference. Ooh. Oh boy. All right, so we hit the hour mark. Now, if I could just get 500 people to watch this for an hour, or 4,000. I'm just kidding. Actually, we need 1,000 more watch hours, folks. So if you want to help a brother out, hit play on this video. Go take a nap. Go take a dump. Whatever. Go get some food. Come back in an hour, and the video will be over, and I'll have another watch hour. That might be more helpful than subscribers at this point. You know, this will actually be the first channel that I will have got more watch hours. My watch hours in before I've got the number of subscribers. I think that's the case, right? Can you take a drink real quick? So we are, where the hell are we? We are at over 3,000 watch hours in 2 months. And in 2 months, we've got 630 subscribers. So that's basically 63% of what's needed. And then watch hours, we have 75%. Every channel I've ever done, I've gotten the subscribers first, significantly faster. I mean, I've almost had to get 2,000 subscribers to get the watch hours. So we have 18s. Yeah, I gotta get motivated to sell some crap. I got 18-pound dumbbells that have huge grips that I don't like. I gotta get those sold. I need to sell off. What else I need to sell down here? Oh yeah, there were some 45-pound plates. Then there's a decline bench. Like, I can do sit-ups on this guy right here, so I don't need a separate decline bench. I don't even know why I bought it. I thought it would be useful, but it's for somebody much lighter. So we got to get some of this crap up for sale. Got like 5 4K Blu-ray players. I need to get rid of one. Maybe like 4 of them. Who needs that many? There's a lot of junk down here. So, you know, if you're not familiar, my other channels do tech stuff, and we've bought a lot of TVs, we've bought a lot of Blu-ray players, and we really kind of delved into video games and gaming computers and building stuff and benchmarks. So I've been all over the place. And now I'm kind of like, you know, yeah, that channel's getting successful, but it's not getting there fast enough. Do we try and figure out something else to get that channel cranking more money? And I don't know what the answer is to that one, folks. Stay the course, knowing that, you know, income's increasing by 10 to 20% a year. You know, if you're making 100,000 a year, that's pretty good, right? Unless you're greedy and you want, you know, to double it, but and maybe that's not being greedy, but I want to double where I'm at. All right, 275. Oh gosh. Well, folks, the weight slid. That's the bad thing about this bar. Very loose fitting. I think we'll go ahead and put collars on and hope to God nothing happens to us. Might not have been the best person in the world, but I don't need to die doing decline, right? So that was friggin' easy until the weight slid. Holy cow. I'm breathing crazy heavy. All right, this will be the last set. Oh man. I don't know about you guys, but that plumb tuckered me out. So I was taking the weights off at the flat because we have to set up for military press tomorrow. I don't think we're going to be doing flat because this pain I'm feeling probably will, or excuse me, incline tomorrow. Pain I'm feeling probably will be there the next few days. So this channel's getting better. We're getting, better lighting down here, better cameras, better, what else? Better equipment, slowly but surely. Better weights. Just kidding. So I need to probably buy a different barbell. Or no, I need to switch out this barbell. I like the thickness of that bar, especially when we're wearing the bigger gloves. But it is a little too smooth. It's a little too hard to tell where the markings are. And the fact it's such a loose fit is not so great for benching without your collars on. Yeah. I almost, what did I almost buy? I almost bought a couple things off Amazon. 4-way neck machine I want to buy. There's a, it's kind of like a hammer strength chest press that's, separate arms or whatever, weight plate loaded. I thought about buying that. There was I don't remember the brand, but they have a pec deck, weight plate loaded pec deck. I thought that'd be pretty awesome to have, just a variation, but it's a little overpriced. And then the seal row. So let's say I can't make it to the gym, or I don't want to go to the gym for back day. Looks like you need a cambered bar, but in the beginning we could get away with a straight bar. Load that up and work, basically doing rows. Is that, necessary? I think the benefit to that is you get back support, but the heavier you go, the more your chest is going to get crushed against the padding. So it's not, might not be such a great thing. But I did do, at the good gym, I did bent over one arm rows. Worked up to 105s easy. I was a little concerned I'd hurt my back, so I didn't go any heavier. Just dragging those big ass dumbbells over there is a huge hassle. So we could have did more, you know, and obviously eventually your form starts to get worse, but I was like, yeah, maybe I need to work this back in. So that was, for the longest time, my favorite back exercise. And that became the hammer strength because it's got a chest pad to support your back. But then you run out of room on there and you can only put 5 plates on there, unless you put hundreds on there. All right, folks, let's get this over with. I think it's an hour and 10 into this. Most likely, anybody that's watched this video is taking a nap. All right. Maybe we should put our weight belt on, but I think we'll go without today. All right. So we got the collars on. We're going to have to stop short. And the elbow sleeve's not on, damn it. That's good. Felt like my grip was off. Or the left side was way heavier. Hey folks, thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll shut these cameras off one at a time. So I think the end of the one video, the lower video, the footage is going to be blinded from this angle. I'll have to note that the next time. Alright. Too bad this monitor is not touchscreen. I don't know where the mouse is. No, there we go. Okay, that's over with. We can unplug that. Shall we take this over to the good lighting, see if we got a good pump, just like Sam Sulek, our idol. Oh yeah, folks. So that's the arms. Let me